The 763rd Bitter Litany, Chapter the 4th, Meetings, continued. A meeting that can be inferred to have happened took place shortly after Marquis Bahamut toasted their brother. Mid-morning the following day, as the dinner party entered its latter stages, the Marquis was seen to be waltzing with the Dowager Countess Kanastia Zanakostovich Brazen of the Blood River Bend. Means not uncommon for a peer of the Dowager Countess's capabilities allowed for the words shared between the two to remain between them, but it was reported that Lord Bahamut gave her such a look of superiority that if an issue had been pressed, it might have caused a scandal. To be sure, within a strict measure of legality, any Marquis outranks any mere count, but it has been the history of House Zanakostovich, over the last few centuries at least, to make themselves exceptional by circumstance. One wonders if the scion sibling might not be themselves too involved with the internal machinations of the High House to see the ground they wish to renew. All that is to say, the daughter of Zanakostovich must have need of the Marquis Imperialis, as she was seen to demur and pass along a note which Bahamut took before quitting the party for the third best of the High House's carriages, the Sangark and Absentia Anatel, and their shared meeting with Count Cecil Dunes. A great deal more is known of this meeting, which I am sure you, gentle reader, have been awaiting with bated breath. After all, who is not thrilled at the prospect of spending time within the quaint domicile permitted to House Dunes? The meeting began, as they often do, with exchanges of pleasantries, though solely between Count Dunes and the Sangark and Absentia, who had corresponded with one another some time ago at the request of some cousin of Cecil's, whose ship had been commandeered by the Sangark and the Ordo Principium Fides, in the course of the Dagon affair, some readers may remember, if they had forgotten to forget. After a brief digression into the selection of wines, a Holly Hill from the 214th year of the auspices of Count Lucas Saltmarsh was selected, a threat from the voice of the Sangark which entirely skirted the notice of Count Dunes. The gathering was blessed with a miracle from the Emperor himself. Primsol was discussed. It has recently been reported that within the bowels of the garish and noisome Styx-Knives Stadium, where the Primsol Pratons toss their blades and the crowds cheer, the owner of the mine, which makes Chuckwalla's folly worthy of persistence, was found dead. Half of his body had been incinerated to bare and brittle bones. This is salacious, but has little to no bearing on our narrative here, aside from that House Kirinthal is attempting to litigate ownership of the mines away from Count Cecil Dunes, and there is much implication that the Grand Duke Maximus Rex of the High House Imperialis has tasked his second offspring to sway the balance. And then, of course, the discussion immediately fled Primsol for other subjects which must be far less desperately investigated. Cecil Dunes is, as ever, preoccupied with the navy, as he struggles to assemble the armada necessary at long last to shore up control of the Duchy of the Thirsting Fang far to the south. There is the attendant angst that Proctor Serum Siri of the Ordo Principium Legis is attempting a land grab. Most exciting was a well-placed jab from the Marquis Bahamut about the Desert Kingdoms, humorously countered by Cecil's recitation of his meticulous and obsessive study of a historic foe his house can never find to stop thinking about. One might read the preceding paragraph and find it rather dry, which is, as these things go, fairly true. But for the sake of posterity, I find it instructive to recount the hectic times in which the Archdukes plotted the downfall of House Dunes.
So you suspect collusion between the Ordos and the High House, and one would presume also House Kirinthal?
Collusion? No, I don't think they're colluding. I can't imagine the Ordos colluding. I think this is a power grab by a single individual in the corridor. Have you ever heard the name Circumsuri?
It's been mentioned, yes. I hear that he's in charge of the effort in the corridors.
Correct. Circumsuri is the one that I believe is primarily to blame for what is taking Shadal's corridor so long in being turned over. If Shadal's corridor was turned over to Kirinthal, I would not complain a huff. I would think that it was an error on the part of those making that decision, but you would not hear that from me in public. That's not my stake here. My stake here is, what is the Ordo Principium Legis doing for so long in a frontier kingdom that was recently retaken by rebel insurgency?
An excellent question that I believe warrants further investigation. Do you have any theories to present on the subject, aside from generalizations of politicking?
I have two hypotheses to this matter. The first of which is he did not quell the insurgency to the degree that he claimed in his reports back to the Empire and is still working on it, or he has quelled the insurgency and he is trying to cement himself a foothold in order to be a landholder in Shadal, outside of the Ordo Principium Legis. That is to say, he's making a play. Now, once again, can't blame him. We all do it to each other. But is that how you want the military wing of the Empire behaving?
I think Anatel is like so happy to be a fly on the wall in this like debate between these two.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
I think he is trying to get a read on Dunes in terms of how much of this is bluster.
Oh yeah, how much is he like is he actually playing like 8-dimensional chess right now? Like is this way more complicated?
Yeah. So that feels like probably with shadows, like draws on the depth of your knowledge and what piece you found. Feels
Yeah.
vibey. So that'll be a 10 total. 9 plus 1.
10 total. You get 2 questions and Dunes must answer honestly.
First questions are what depths does he conceal?
I will tell you this much. He knows that he is playing a round of chess with Bahamut right now. He is well aware that his house is definitely under threat by the High House Imperialis, and that if he doesn't make a play, if he doesn't gain ground somewhere in the Empire, that the House Dunes will be dead within a century.
How far would he go to preserve, not necessarily even the house, but like his and his family stat? How important is like being a count versus like being a high level official in the Empire to him? You know what I mean?
Oddly enough, he is like Bahamut in that they both have different ideas about what the right answer for the health of the Empire is, and he's also like House Kirenthal in this way. Dunes is convinced that the Empire is flagging because they don't have a navy and won't invest in it and won't push for it. And that's not even necessarily out of his own self-interest. That's just because of what he knows about navies and why they're important from having run one for so long. So his interest is genuinely in support of the Empire, but at the same time, he really, really, really wants a place there. And he thinks that, like, this is the way to do it. Let's get some ships. Let's get across the mountain range. Let's head west with them. Let's try again.
Perfect.
So I think oddly enough, really the big takeaway, he is weirdly plain about his motivations. You think that his sense for what the playing field looks like and what moves can be made and like how things work is very deep and complex, but like what he cares about, very much on his sleeve. He's not hiding much.
Makes sense. Well, my good lords, I think conversations like this are so important for our empire. I think it makes the Emperor glad to know that all of us are so passionate, so invested in what is best for this beautiful empire we have here. Marquise, I'm sure you have many more important duties to attend to, and thank you for your time and very thoughtful discussion. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm trying to shut you down.
Trying to like end the conversation.
Trying to say, oh, you have stuff you have to do. So that's a 9 flat.
What's the roll? What's the move?
Put someone in their place. Sorry, not shut you down.
You're trying to put Bahamut in
I'm trying
place.
to put Bahamut in place.
That's a minor putting in place. Anyway, I think you only get 1 on a 9.
Yes. So I'm gonna say that they must return at once to their rightful duties. Basically I'm saying surely you must have many duties to which you must attend to today. I have business with our good count.
You see Dunes pick up on the social cue and says, you're right. I've already taken up plenty of your time. I do also have business to attend to. If there is anything else, you are always welcome. But I think we've come to a reasonable stopping point, my good friends.
Do I want to pull heat?
You know what I always say, which is big swings, baby.
It's true. You do always say that.
Bahamut is going to, as everybody is standing to leave, sort of reach out a hand to Cecil, to Lord Dunes, and say, before we go, a moment of your time. It's my understanding that you have a young son.
He sort of twists his eye at you.
I'm going to use this is one of the pro moves. It's wrap someone around your finger. When you wrap someone around your finger, spend an intimacy token. Tell history how you make them feel special, then name a request. You may spend extra intimacy tokens to name additional requests. And this is the thrust of it. I've been reflecting of late on the necessity of a good heir. If not necessarily for myself, then for the good of the Empire. And Count Dunes, I have an interest in your claim in the mine that I believe I could be persuaded to pursue. And my offer is this. The Empire, as you note, has many problems. And there are many things which might be done. But one's attention is best spent on one problem at a time. Investigate more thoroughly this claim that Kieran Thal has on the mine that you claim to be in your possession. And in exchange, I would like to, for the period of a few years, until his inevitable ascension, like to extend the mutual privilege of fostering your son for a time. I have spent many centuries to this point within the courts, and there are many ways in which I could instruct him to, should the worst happen, and hopefully many long centuries from now, be someone who could be your equal in matters of statecraft, if not your better.
Well, we always do say of our children that we hope they'll be better than us. I think you make a fine point. I'll dig in a little deeper. If my son is to be taken under your wing, I would also be interested in him having an opportunity to serve alongside perhaps your brother.
He's been blooded to a Drake, then.
Yes? No? Yes? No?
He wouldn't know.
You don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I
But
don't
yes.
know.
Cecil does not know.
Cecil's really cool. Like, he's a calm guy. He's running courts before. He's like, fuck, out of my depth. That'll have to be assessed by the experts in that field. I wouldn't know the first thing about drakes.
Of course. I'm sure that many things can be arranged. Although, to share a little secret about my brother, one might suspect that your son could get much the same education from me as he could from Regis.
Oh, be that as it may, serving on the front lines is a useful thing when we're talking about political visibility.
Of course. Of course. These are matters that we can discuss further. As the Sangark and Absentia has mentioned, we all have much business to attend to. And good day, Count Dunes.
Of course. Good day to both of you. Thank you. Thank you.
I look forward to speaking with you in the future.
Yes, anytime. Drop by.
My dear friend, I also would ask for a moment of your time before I leave.
He makes a joking sigh, like, how many of you are there?
I have expected like the jump scare, like, oh, you're still here.
Put a bell on.
Well, my dear Count, I think the problem that you find yourself in is that there is only myself here. I understand the hardship you must be going through. And I think that my mind alights upon a couple things that you said
He
today.
interrupts you and puts a hand on your shoulder as you try to transition off of the I know the hardship you're under and blah, 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 blah. Puts a hand on your shoulder and shakes it and then gives you a smile and a nod. Like, I know what you're trying to do here. Don't worry about me.
I think Antel's gonna get a different kind of serious look on their face. You need to make sure Primsol is locked down. I don't know exactly, but there are workings there. And they must be found and put to a halt.
So when you asked about movement, insurgent movement in Primsol, you were not asking because you have evidence. You were asking because you have seen something else.
Because the powers of our glorious Emperor have shown me what must be done, and thus what others must do. I would be more than happy for you to be the one in charge of keeping Primsol from becoming a problem. But if you are not capable of such a thing, there are many who would be happy to try.
If I can't get control of Primsol, then I submit that no one can.
No.
I'll be investigating the situation with the mind. Anyhow, I'm pulling in some mercenaries from shore leave. We will have the people and we will have the eyes to root out whatever is going on in there. If you get anything more specific, do please let me know.
Might I suggest, in a land dispute, would it not be important for both parties to have the land in dispute assessed and properly documented by both parties and the Principium? It would be almost improper for such a case to proceed without that kind of...
Let me let you in on a little secret here. He kind of pulls you in close. I don't trust the Administratum with this matter.
I believe that the Administratum is much like your collection of wines. It is best to keep a close eye at which bottle you are drinking from for each particular occasion. Much like our dear Lord Bahamut is so good at matching wines with different meals and circumstances, I am with the Administratum. If you would like my guidance, guidance is of course my highest calling here within the Citadel.
We will handle our own assessment internally, as has been successful for us in the past. Let me know if you hear anything specific, and I will let you know if I see anything untowards on my little floating island. We have an accord?
Very well. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Well, it's a pleasure to have made your acquaintance, Anatel. You're about as intense as everyone says you are, and he gives you a big handshake and...
Well, we do not all have your gift for levity, I'm afraid. The Emperor has bestowed upon me many gifts, and I'm afraid humor is not one of them.
Well, you all have a good time. Enjoy the weather. I'll let you know if I have any updates on any of the things we talked about. We'll stay in close communication, yeah?
I look forward to this.
All right, enjoy. And then he thrusts the remaining half of the bottle into your hands, Bahamut, and says, for the road.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
You're most welcome. And then you both get dismissed. Do you two talk to each other after your dismissal?
Are we sharing a carriage back?
As much as I'm thankful and grateful for the first carriage ride, I wouldn't deem to impose for a second. I have business within walking distance if you are not headed deeper within the Citadel at this time.
It's good to share the carriage ride with you, and I shall continue to reflect on what you said about
I hope you do.
recommitting ourselves to that which keeps the Empire undying.
Indeed.
Let us transition over to Lorelei. Lorelei, you are up to some scheming. Who are you seeking out, and where do you find this person?
Well, first off, I'm always scheming. My schemes have schemes.
But do your schemes have dreams?
Some of them do, actually, yes. But right now, Lorelei is seeking out a chance to talk with Gawain Kirandall. I think we have talked before. I think through using my contacts in the military who run into all sorts of things, basically will have them send me parts to then deliver to you.
Okay.
And I don't usually ask a lot. I just bring you monster parts.
So I would remember you.
Yeah, bring you monster parts, listen to you talking about whatever you're working on. Haven't really asked many favors of you, maybe a couple small things, but it's mostly you're an interesting friend to have. So I come in. You've probably already gotten a couple of deliveries of things, but I come in as you're working. And what's Gawain working on?
Oh, you're coming to the lab?
Yeah. I figure that's the best place to find you.
Oh, for sure. But that means it's horrid. When you walk in, you hear music playing. Because of what the setting is, that means live music's playing. But you don't see any people playing any instruments. You see limbs and organs needed for wind instruments, but not much else. All are around with a small what's the name for a tiny little band? There's a name for them, forgetting. Ensemble.
Like a quartet
I was
or an
thinking
ensemble?
So there's instead of a person playing the violin, it's two arms coming out of the wall, stuff like that. And if you look close to the wall, you can see the structure of a nervous system just kind of on the wall.
She pauses when she sees. Oh, I see you made some new additions to your musical wall. It's coming along quite nicely. Just assuming that wherever you are, you'll know where to find me.
When you get past the musical wall, you see what might have been part of a person, hanging from the ceiling, being injected with various chemicals or whatever. The maybe person looks at you with pain and horror, maybe pleading for a release. That's all you got. No, it doesn't seem to speak at all. I'm just there in front of it, taking notes.
And what are we working on today?
This came to me in a dream. I'm not quite sure what to do with it yet.
Well, I'm sure it'll turn into something interesting. I mean, you've come up with some truly great creations. Speaking of which, I pull out this little box. I decided to deliver this myself because it's a little delicate and I didn't want anyone messing with it. And I open it and it's probably I'm imagining poison gland from some sort of rare creature that someone was able to harvest very carefully. Just gently open it. I thought maybe you could find a use for this.
Oh, and I shall. Now, are you here to do anything other than bribe me, or?
Well, the bribe also comes with an offer of potentially interesting work that could gain standing and support that you might be interested in.
I'll be upfront with you because out of all the unevolved I associate with, you're amongst my favorites. You're the second person to approach me in as many days with a new offer. So, I hope it's a good one to get my attention.
Have you ever considered working with curses? finding a way to perhaps replicate what makes the brazen as great as they are, or make them better.
I despise magic. So imprecise.
Perhaps you can copy the magic and make it into your science. So someone as great as you can manage that. I've seen your work.
The cornerstone of science is repeatable phenomenon. Magic is a little too unreliable.
You believe you could perhaps create a similar effect with your science?
I can create anything I want to. The question is, why?
In an alliance, I believe House Zenakostovich might appreciate further shoring up their standing. It would give you a chance to get access to things you might not be able to get access to otherwise. And when you have someone such as the Zenakostovich family as a friend and an ally, that can help you get further support. You can do what no one thinks is possible. Further support, greater standing, more freedom to do that what you wish. I cannot guarantee. I've not been sent with such an offer. I just merely wish to test your interest in this idea. This could be beneficial for both of us.
My interests are rather narrow. I have a handful of things that have my attention. One, and one of my hands from behind my back holds up a one, are my creation, my children, the advancement of our people. Two, another hand with another finger, is my freedom to pursue this as I wish. And the third one, that's a secret. And while you are approaching what some might call a friend, you're not quite there yet.
What might help better interest you in pursuing this line of inquiry?
No sooner do you finish trying to sort of like continue that line of questioning, Lorelei, but there is a rapid fire knock at the door, and you can tell that it is by a small hand, and it is just above hip height.
The music stops playing. By the way, I'm assuming that I knew you were coming, Lorelei.
Yeah. She
Okay, cool.
probably said something ahead of time, or you can assume, like, she's back, you've gotten a couple other deliveries. She usually shows up within, like, a day or so after you start getting random monster bits from the military.
Okay. But I think with a wave of one of my hands, the music stops playing, and you can see, like, the limbs and lungs and, like, disembodied mouth to play, like, the saxophone or whatever sink back into the wall, instruments clattering to the floor. Now, who might this one be? Friend or food?
I don't know. Would you like me to make myself scarce, or would you prefer company?
Knock, 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 knock. Lorelei! Lorelei! Knock, 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 knock.
Apparently, it's
Lorelei!
for you.
Just like a surprised look, because I'm pretty sure she didn't tell anyone about this. My apologies. Sometimes my people have helped gather information. I'm excited. I will go see what this is. But perhaps ponder. There's no hard feelings whichever way you follow. Just thought you might be curious and a possibility. And I give like a respectful bow gesture and go to answer the door to see who in the world is knocking on the door.
I'm gonna skitter
Just
up
go
to the
ahead.
ceiling and just watch, I think.
Okay.
Lorelei, you open the big heavy lab door as the knocking is happening and get punched in the knee by your bond, your urchin informant. I believe, is this child actually named Scorn? Is that what is in the sheet here?
Did I name him that? Hang on, I know I named them at
Did
some
you name
point.
a child Scorn?
Yes,
I
Correct.
think
No.
you did.
I think so.
I have his name is Riff.
Riff?
Oh.
Okay, it's Riff, your street urchin informant, your constant shadow. He hits you in the knee and goes, "Oh, sorry!" And then he slides into the lab, like around your legs, and then takes a. Oh, whoa! This is positively necky.
I grab him by the collar before he can wander off into the lab, and I just kind of like push the door closed. And then I picture as I'm holding the collar, just kind of like turn him around so he's facing me. I'm just like, yes.
Listen, there is a reason that a young living boy is able to survive in the capital city, and that is because he is Wrigley. He is in the lab. You have him sort of contained, but he is in there with you.
I know he's in there with me, but it's just like, I highly recommend staying by my side. I'm not sure how many things in this lab would eat you immediately.
Whoa! Wait, these things eat people?
Yes.
Oh, what else is new around here? That's nothing that
I
dangerous.
don't know.
And he goes and like touches a carapace.
Wherever he touches, an eye opens up.
Wow! And then he tries to poke the eye.
Lorelei just like scoops her arm like under his arms and like wraps around his chest and pulls him back and says, my apologies.
Oh, you don't need to apologize on my account. This is wicked.
I don't know if you noticed I'm on the ceiling. That's entirely up to you, I think.
I know you're around here somewhere.
That's fair.
So I just say that out loud to the room as I pull you away. Okay, before we start poking around at things, is there something I need to know?
Oh, right. Sorry, I forgot. You told me to tell you right away. As soon as it happened. Well, it's happened.
Just a brief blink. And have the others followed the orders?
Well, I don't know. I came around and got you. From what I'm to understand, it's I guess I kind of forgot. It's not that it happened. It's happening currently, presently. It's happening now, and it seems to be taking a while.
So have a moment. I think Lorelei just looks up, assuming Gwade's probably made his way up there, whether he is still there or not. If you will look into this, I'll owe you a favor. I have connections. I know where to find things. I know where to find people.
I mean, yeah, she's asking
My
for
hand
you.
is over Riff's mouth.
I think I've skittered back to the floor. Now, let the child.
He's very easily excitable, aren't we, Riff? It says in a warning tone of be very
He bites
careful
your
what
finger.
you say around the.
I'm here, Lorelei, because she's asking for you.
She's asking for me.
Huh?
That's weird. Last time we talked, she said she didn't want to see me again.
Oh, yeah, weird things happen during childbirth. Oop.
Long story. I think she realizes you really couldn't care less about it, and about like political intrigue, so she's not too worried about it. She's more focused on. Actually, I want to do a roll.
Sure.
I want to read someone's face.
Whom's face?
I want to read Gwaine.
Read away.
Okay, so that is a 9, and since I'm doing this using Mist, because that's just me, that's a +2, so that's an 11.
You get to ask 2 questions. Gwaine must answer honestly.
I don't want to.
What do you lack? What's something I can offer that'll make you consider this?
I think the most direct answer to that question is I lack influence. I'm a scientist who builds things. I'm not a lord or a duke or whatever. So whatever it is I want, I need the influence to get it.
How far would you go to get that third thing you're interested in? I don't know what it is, but the fact that you're not telling me what it is means it's really important. How far would you be willing to go?
I'd kill the Emperor himself.
Yeah, baby.
Good answer.
Find a way to replicate the brazen and perhaps decrease the power of House Magmalo. And I can help you with whatever that third thing is that you care about.
Decrease the power of Magmalo, you say?
It can be a bit of a problem, and
Well, the previous request I was given would require some more material. So, if we'd be willing to convert Magmalo into materials, that would save me some time on both fronts.
I believe such thing can be arranged. I can provide you with some unique resources, and you get a chance to experiment with and study something that could increase your standing by making yourself and your work invaluable to some extent to the House Kostovich.
So, Ben,
Yeah.
there's a move I've been staring at from frame 1.
Yeah, what is it?
I can muster the hunt.
Ooh, okay.
The normal thing for my role is supposed to be I take care of animals, but we've already gone a little ways from there. I take care of chimeras.
No, you take care of babies,
I took care of my children, my little guys. It's supposed to be a literal hunt, like let's go slaughter a boar or whatever. And then I influence said hunt to either raise someone's influence, make them look stupid, make them look powerful, whatever. There's also a little one at the bottom where I intentionally send them after something they can't handle.
Listen, I am willing to let you interpret this as literally like setting up a physical conflict between monstrous forces against like the Inquisition or something. Like if you want to use this to set up Magmalo or whatever, or what other scheme you're doing, fucking go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can totally do that.
Okay. So, to read the rules specifically, you send someone through perilous ground or against deadly prey, risking their life. Then, roll. I got a 7.
So here's the question. Who are you sending through perilous ground to risk their life?
Just as much of Magmalo as I can.
Okay, so this is specifically to fuck Magmalo over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lorelei wants Magmalo to have less power, and I need materials for other stuff.
And you need Magmalo bits.
And I don't realize it, but the Magmalo bits will also help me with the looking at the curse thing, which is totally perfect accident.
Yeah.
Gawain has no realization that they will come in handy for that, but hey.
Oh no, our werewolves.
Yeah.
Vampires versus werewolves again.
I made them to kill them, I guess.
Well, you're not going to kill all of them.
I know, just like
we're not gonna wipe out the House Magmalo with
No,
roll.
absolutely.
You're gonna start some shit, but
you're gonna start some shit though.
That's what we're here for.
So what does a 7 get you?
The gossips question your skill or your impartiality.
But it does succeed the way you intend it to, other than you are implicated.
Yes.
This is perfect because where I imagine this conflict taking place, and mind you, this, because we can kind of jump around with timelines, this probably takes a few weeks to sort of set the chessboard up so that this conflict happens between Magmalo and is it the Inquisitors, or who fights Magmalo? Is it Chimeras?
I mean, they're mercenaries effectively, so I'm gonna just hire them to do a job. And oopsie daisy, I left some chimeras there. Oh no.
I am going to say that the reason doubt is cast upon you during this thing, that you're implicated, not just because it's an obvious setup, but also it takes place along the Kirinthal-Primsal border and actually spills into Primsal.
Okay.
Lorelei will kind of drop a hint about what's going to what could potentially be happening to Renatia.
Thank you. I did request you do so for any such thing.
Anatel and Bahamut, you both hear about this.
Oh no, Anatel knows. I'm telling Anatel.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I think I will.
The report
tell the
from
boyfriend.
Dunes comes immediately.
What, that there was just like some Magmalo mercenaries were doing a job on the border and all of a sudden a bunch of shit happened and a bunch of people died?
Oopsies, they got
Yeah.
slaughtered under mysterious circumstances.
The main thing is he draws specific attention to the fact that there was Chimera involvement.
Gotcha. Okay. That is the interesting thing.
Yeah. And after the meeting, like, the first thing Lorelai does is make sure Riff gets somewhere safe and that no one can see or connect them. Just wants to, like, make sure my little informant doesn't get got.
Riff is magical. He always gets somewhere safe.
Is Riff also, by
Perfect.
chance, like part cat somehow?
He might have the same
Unclear.
blessing that my character from the Skeletons had, which is he always knows the safest place to escape.
Aw,
to.
he's a coward.
He's not a coward, he's clever. There's a difference. I don't hire cowards. I manipulate them.
Yeah, he might also be an alley cat. Like Riff is rad. I like him. I like Riff.
We
Well,
tend to not kill
Flesh will
children,
rip
don't
out as
worry.
we go. Yeah. Generally
Yeah,
speaking.
Yeah, child has plot armor.
Watch for the Riff DLC.
It's gonna be like playing a weird game of Stray.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Lorelai finishes up business with Gwen, sees if there's anything else
hold
Riff
on. I
has to
wasn't
say.
quite done.
Oh, Gwen is still going.
We got distracted.
Uh-huh. Now, Lorelai, now that we've come to this arrangement, I want to make something exceedingly clear. I hold up one of my hands, and there's like maybe like spider thread, and you see what kind of looks like a puppet dangling at the end. I don't like it when I'm not the one in control. You understand, right?
I do. I can say with honesty in this moment, I am not trying to play you. I'm trying to help make useful connections. And I believe you can do more good than you're doing right now. Which is pretty amazing work.
That's the thing that you don't seem to understand. Pretty words and promises, be they truthful or not, are still string. And I don't like string. But they are necessary, unfortunately, to get what I want. But I promise you, if you get in my way or break promises, or add one string too many, it won't end well for you.
I understand. You are not someone to be trifled with. I've always known that. You have my honest respect whether you believe my words or not. And I owe you a favor. When you're ready to call that in, whatever it may be, so long as it does not require me to betray certain connections to whom I owe genuine loyalty, I will honor that favor. You have my word, and I will like hold out my hand for a handshake, which I feel like most people do not willingly do with you.
When you do, I think you feel a tug on your sleeve as there's spider silk on your arm, just to make a point.
She still holds her hand out, fully knowing that you could probably kill me if you shake me with the correct hand. She's doing it as like, this is a gesture. She's showing that she trusts you.
I think what he does is place the puppet in your hand, and when he puts it in your hand, you can feel there's a pulse there.
I feel like this is a move. I feel like this has put someone in their place, Gawain.
Sure.
That's fair.
I feel like you're trying to really lock this in.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's not like you're going against the adopted daughter of the Archduke.
Well, I'm not going against her. I'm just saying, don't fuck me. It's fine. It is a move, though. for sure.
That's not a very effective power play. Everyone is the adoptive someone of something. Like, it's.
I'm your adoptive dad.
Yeah, fair.
From Gawain's point of view, it's like everyone else has like, I have my grandpa who can buy your house. And I'm like, I can just stab you, dude. I'm just gonna stab you. I think that's what Gawain's getting at. You can ruin my life systematically. I'll just kill you.
Gawain, when you put someone in their place, roll. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7 through 9, choose 1.
Ember's warmth of your kindness. Haha.
Iron feels like it fits really well.
It might be iron, yeah.
Yeah, iron feels like it's the right play here.
Oh, that's a 6.
Oh, a 6. On a miss, you overstep.
Oops.
Tell history if you are too harsh with them and they are viewed with sympathy, or if you overreach and are viewed as an upstart, then expect trouble.
I think the sympathy one.
Okay.
I feel like the small child who witnessed this is be like, hey, this guy's a dick.
Yeah, and above the table, Lorelai does mean what she says.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gawain's just like, I don't care if you mean it or not.
Yeah. I think Lorelai walks away with this with the appearance of the sincere one, and word does get around because Riff is a goss. He's all about that goss. And so word does get around that you are difficult and in fact dangerous potentially to enter accord with. So we'll see how that comes back and bites us later.
Mm-hmm.
Also, whatever weird puppet thing you gave me that has a pulse, I think Lorelai keeps it. She keeps it and maybe finds some way to like keep it alive, but like keeps it as just like, look, I was given a gift.
You just
And
kind of plant it in a pot with some water.
Yeah, like she doesn't she's not like praying. Also, she's not hiding whatever this weird little puppet thing is with the pulse that you spun out of spider web ? And then her next stop is to go and chat with Renatia. You have been listening to Game Movement, a creative storytelling collective building a world one game at a time. This week we have been playing The Bitter Litany, a Powered by the Apocalypse game of tragic fantasy intrigue by Luke Jordan, which is still in development as we play it, but keep an eye out for it soon. This week our players are the core cast of myself, Brianna Jean, TT Benjamin, Robbie Rowling, Zach Yolen Green, Emily Anderson, and Lex Olden. If you like what we're doing, feel free to leave us a review on your favorite podcasting app, and you can support us over on Patreon at patreon.com/GameWoven, as well as supporting the network we are a part of, which is the One Shot Podcast Network, where we have just some truly amazing shows that we get to be affiliated with. And if you're looking for something to listen to, go check them out.